Welcome to day 236 of our DeSo journey, sponsored by Crypto Droids. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian, and we have a very special guest today. You know her as AlinaFerry on DeSo. She's a former co-host of Bits Today, and she's pretty much been on DeSo since the beginning.
Yeah, true. I've been on DeSo since March 26th, so I've seen it all. Well, almost all, I guess, but you know.
Have you seen Crypto Droids by any chance? It's an NFT that sponsored us. I
Uh,
have to mention them, but they're really cool. Lane Digital Art's behind it.
yes, and I'm actually very excited to meet Lane in San Francisco next month. So yay to Crypto Droids.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are having a meetup in San Francisco. I forgot about that.
Well, I wouldn't call it a meetup. So apparently it started out as, an intimate dinner for a couple of people, including Arts. And it just turned out into another meetup. And I'm actually very excited because finally there's something happening on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It's always, oh, Florida, oh, New York. I was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, we have San Francisco, we have Los Angeles, other places. So yeah, very excited about next month, like for real.
I wonder if Doodles is going to go, because every time I talk to him, he's like, I just wish there's something on the West Coast. I want to go to all these events, but I can never make it because they're across the country.
I actually saw him on the guest list. So
Good.
yeah, I really hope to see him too there.
It's funny. I ran into him in Chicago. I was on vacation in Chicago, and he was too. And we just crossed paths walking down the street, and we both looked at each other. I'm like, I know you, and he's like, I know you. And we're like, it was the first time we ever met, which is so weird. So I'll just get to some of the news, and we'll let you chime in on what your thoughts are. Octoposi. So that's a new NFT project, which is really cool. We had Matt Hope on our show a couple of days ago to talk about it. The whitelist minting starts today, which is really exciting. Have you joined the whitelist for that, Alina?
No, I have not. There are so many NFT projects, and I'm always late to literally everything. So by the time I actually get there, oh, I already have everyone's like, oh, I have like 10 NFTs from, I don't know. I was even late for Spookies, guys. So no, I'm more of a spectator than an actual participant. But I'm really excited to see what's up. So
Yes, it's really cool what they're doing. They're going to have 4 generations, and it's kind of like a game. So there's going to be 3 different sexes, and the one sex is going to be a wild card sex. So you can buy the first generation, and then you can mate them to create the second generation. And then you mate the second generation to create the third, and the third to create the fourth. So there's going to be a 3,000 first generation, but they don't know exactly how many are going to actually be mated down into the 4th generation. So the 4th are obviously going to be super rare because only a certain amount of people are going to be getting it. So it's going to be fun to watch how the game goes. And if there's, a competitive spirit that arises and people start like trying to block people from being able to mate, it's just going to be fun to watch. And I think the most important thing is there's a $50,000 prize pool for whoever has those 4th generation NFTs at the end. So, I mean, it really adds this incentive to buy these NFTs and start mating them. So I think it's a really awesome idea.
This is really cool. It reminds me of the game. I think it was called Alchemy or something, when you had to, mix elements, like in the end you got something, I don't know, like a human or, a spaceship. So it sounds really fun. Actually, I need to get on the whitelist. It's probably too late, but
I think it is too late. I think
it is too late, of course.
but don't worry. They're still going to have, I think there's still going to be openings for the public after the whitelist, after people buy off the whitelist. So I don't think they're going to sell 3,000 out through the whitelist. So I think you're still going to have a shot.
We'll wait and see. Like, everything just sells out so quickly. So.
Yeah, that's true. So in other news, Cloutfeed has said they're introducing some new features, and those features, I think we were talking a little bit about the show. You really liked some of them. You're going to be able to see who follows you back. You're going to be able to use landscape mode, which is really cool, and they're going to have improved chat, which I think everybody welcomes from a messaging standpoint on DeSo. What are your thoughts, Alina?
This is something I've been waiting for. for months and months and months because I'm, this paranoid person who has to know who actually follows me and is interested in whatever, I have to say. Oh,
I got to
but
make sure I'm following
yeah,
you. No,
I got
I
this.
actually just
Yeah,
followed you. I wasn't following you, Alina. I just realized I wasn't following you. I think I was a while ago, but I
you
don't.
know what? I unfollowed a lot of people by accident. It's like when you scroll your feed, it's just so easy to unfollow literally
Oh
everyone.
yeah.
So, well, by the way, someone has to fix that. So please do, the core team, if you're watching this, please do. We're all suffering. Anyhow, but Cloutfeed, they did a great job on this. It's something I've been really waiting for many months, and thank God. I love Cloutfeed. Very great.
I think it just adds to the community the ability to see that really easily. And I love how different nodes are now doing different things. And if you want to see who's following you back, you got to use Cloutfeed. But if you want to see maybe the last sale of an NFT, you got to use NFTZ. Or you want to see the social aspects of NFTs, you got to use, maybe you want to use supernovas. So I think it's just great that you kind of see the nodes kind of developing, and this is kind of like what the vision of Natter really is you have all these different nodes for different niches and different abilities. So I love seeing this, and Cloutfeed's doing a great job. I mean, I use them every day, and I can't say enough good things about them. Yeah, it seems like they iterate every day.
Long posts. I use Cloutfeed a lot for, oh, I have some thoughts, and it's just, too many, letters.
Right.
So, but they added, so they started with this. It was just, a platform for, bigger posts and stuff. And now they're adding a lot of much cooler features, which is absolutely awesome. So kudos to them.
I feel like there needs to be like a database online where it lists the feature and then what node allows it. Because I know BitClout allows you to have longer posts too. So I mean, have a database and you say longer posts up to 2,000 characters, Cloutfeed, BitClout, whatever other nodes. And then you can kind of see which node's best for you for what you're trying to do.
Do you remember those good old days when an app would come out and people will be just scared to use it because everyone was worried about security, obviously. And now, oh, we have so many nodes, we have the apps, we have a lot of things going on. So it's how times change.
It's really exciting.
Because everyone doing everything at once. So this is great.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get even more exciting as more nodes begin popping up, especially through the Octane Fund. And that's what I want to move on to next. Alex Velatis, who is kind of heading up the Octane Fund and heading up the hackathon, he actually had a post yesterday, and he said that the last part of 2021, which means the last couple months, or in that stretch run right now, is going to be absolutely legendary. So I'm excited about that. I think there's been a lot of talk kind of quietly within the community that some big things are happening. Coinbase listing, I assume, is one of those things. What do you think? What do you think the direction is that we're going to be going in?
Well, obviously the Coinbase listing, we've been going there again for a while. Back in September when okay, I don't know if I should say this, but when Natter came out, as diamond hands, everyone was actually expecting a Coinbase listing back then. But obviously, it's a very lengthy and complicated process. So we all know everyone has been waiting for it. So it's not surprising, and I think they promised that it would happen by the end of this year, if I'm not mistaken. So we're definitely getting this. Regarding the Octane Fund, I'm excited to, I even wanted to apply to the dev program, but since I'm not a techie, it takes me forever to create a demo or a prototype. So I didn't make it for the first round, but I'm gonna try for the next round. I do have a question to Alex and everyone on the core team who work on the fund. What about the creator fund? I personally am more interested in this one because with the devs, we know, oh, they're nodes, there are apps, a lot of stuff. And of course, they're allocating some of that funding to those guys, which is again pretty obvious. But what about creators and our daily active users, including myself, and obviously not just me, because I kind of feel like that's yeah, tech and apps, that's definitely great, but as of right now, I kind of feel like community is probably more important for the future of DeSo in general. But that's maybe just my 2 cents on
Yeah,
that.
no, I agree. I definitely think the Octane Fund's super important because we need these nodes to attract new people. And I think nodes are going to be kind of portals that can appeal to new users in different niches. But I do think that there needs to be something for creators because this like core group of users who have been here for the last 6+ months, and I know you're one of them, I think that it's important to have this core group that is so tightly knit and that can kind of be the ambassadors for new users who come on. So I think it's important to keep them around and to make them feel like they're really, really valued here. So I definitely welcome some way that they can kind of reward those users. I don't know exactly what they could do, but I think you're absolutely right. I think that's really important. Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. You know, I don't know what they can do, but I think part of this community kind of held DeSo or BitClout together for so long while we went through the lull. So I do think they deserve to be rewarded. I think, they put in the work to keep it going, even when it was kind of dying
Oh
out for a
yeah.
bit.
Oh my
So
God. The dark ages.
yeah, so it would be interesting. But yesterday, Stargeezer pointed something out. User Stargeezer on DeSo. He noticed that the DeSo listing on Coinbase has been updated, and it's gradually been coming together. The listing over there, but they just updated the URL. It used to be coinbase.com/price/clout, and they just updated to coinbase.com/price/decentralized dash social. And also DeSo has been updated, changed from Clout to DeSo in the listing. So it looks like the listing's coming soon.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I mean, we've heard the end of the year, we've heard the end of this month. I've even heard, this week from some people. So it's going to be interesting to see when it comes. I think they're being careful. They want to make sure everything's ready, and they're kind of want to make this be the beginning, I think, of the real fuel in the fire, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
What do
I
you
was
think
yeah,
is
go
gonna
ahead.
happen? Because I'm kind of thinking maybe around Thanksgiving when everyone is busy eating and celebrating. Um, Kind of feel like yeah, maybe around Thanksgiving, but
Probably not a bad
yeah.
I
Guess.
think it has to be right before, it has to be before Thanksgiving because everybody gets together during Thanksgiving and then they can talk about it and, be like, hey, did you
Oh,
hear
this is
about
smart.
DeSo?
Yeah, this is very smart.
How about a coin split though? Like I would assume they do that before they list it on Coinbase. If they're going to do a split where they maybe give everybody 100 to 1, so every DeSo is now worth 86 cents instead of $86, and you get 100 times as much. I know there's talk about doing something like that. You would think they do that before Coinbase, just not to confuse the new people that are coming on board. But maybe they decided not to do it at all. I don't know.
Uh, I don't know about coin split. I kind of feel like whatever is easier to do, like just technically, they'll probably start with this. So if coin split is more complicated than just listing DeSo, then it's probably going to happen later. But I have no idea. Well, we obviously have the most famous example, the Bitcoin example, and Satoshi's and so on. But I don't know how it's going to work for this one. We need we need technical expertise here. We need, I don't know, each Paulson to complain about it or something like this. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how important an actual coin split is. Bitcoin's at $60,000+ and it's still holding strong. It's not like we say, oh, it needs to be reduced down to 600, or people still buy it. You can still buy a tenth of a Bitcoin just like you can buy a tenth of a DeSo or 100th or 1,000th. So I don't know if it's really that important. I think it's just a psychological thing for some people. So
yeah,
who knows? Maybe we'll see that like on the same day as we get a listing. I don't know. we'll just have to wait and
And
see.
you know what? A lot of just, regular users, they don't really understand how Coinsquid works. And I'm just telling it because, spoiler, I work for a big corporation. And we actually had a couple of seminars about just crypto in general and NFTs. It was absolutely lovely, but I was just there watching, and we had some people asking, oh my God, I want to buy some Bitcoin, but it's like $60,000.
Yeah.
I don't have that money. And I'm like, oh, people still don't really understand how even like it's a very simple thing,
Yeah,
right?
you,
It's
you
not like,
think you had
oh,
to buy whole coins. Like you go
yeah,
out, like you want a quarter, you had to get a whole quarter. If you want a Bitcoin, you had to get a whole Bitcoin, people think.
exactly. And there were some people were really confused about this. So I really hope that, we get at least some, better manuals before, the listing. So people who are actually buy this currency and who gets onboarded on the nodes, they can, actually understand what's going on, because it is still confusing, even for us. And we've been here for a while. So yeah, let's see how this goes.
So to close out, I think we have a kind of a funny story with you that we just found out right now, but I guess it was months ago. There was a rumor circulating that we were the ones running BitClout at the time.
Yeah. So, long story short, when we all got onboarded on BitClout, and that was a really, really long time ago, when we didn't have BitClout buttons, we didn't have anything, pretty much anything. No diamonds, guys, or
No
no
diamonds.
diamonds back then. And so my short story of how I came to DeSo. So I was on Clubhouse, and Clubhouse was pretty big, with Russian speakers. So I was part of that group of Russians who got onboarded very quickly. Like 6 months ago, there were those like giant Russian rooms, and I collaborated with some folks who were really interested in BitClout when it just started, and they wanted, oh, let's cover the news. And basically, the platform just started, and there were things going on, but there was no bits today, guys. There are no bits today. So basically, I was bits today before bits today, but it was all in Russian, because I wrote those like daily short news about, oh, this happened, this person posted this. And one of the first things I ever wrote was about those two lovely gentlemen being diamond hands, well, as a possibility. And it was actually, I haven't even seen you on the platform yet. So it was, a trip down the rabbit hole, because I read it somewhere on Reddit. It was an anonymous account. It was like, oh yeah, they're all saying it's Natter, but you know who it actually is? Those two guys, because they got banned from Twitter, and now they're doing this. It's like, I didn't even know your story with, like, Twitter and all the
Yeah.
like DHS, my favorite guys, the Department of Homeland Security, on all of this. And I just started reading. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, it does. And I was literally one of the first people to actually put it in an article. And it wasn't Russian, though. So I never thought he would read any of it.
Google
And
Translate.
then he just followed me on the platform. And I was like, oh my God, what on earth is happening?
Like I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, wow, they think we're diamond hands. Like maybe we should run with this. And this was like back in March. And I actually remember I noticed the Reddit post, and then I saw the article. Somebody sent me the article. I don't know who. And I just saw our name and it was in Russian. So I just did a Google Translate. I'm like, this is so cool. They think we're diamond hands.
Well, I mean, there's so many urban legends, really. Like some people think that I'm Articuno. I think it's probably a joke.
Are you?
Probably more of a telepath, or oh my God, I always forget the letters. SJG. One of the two. This I heard about myself, and you guys are diamond hands. So, I mean, it all makes sense, right?
It does. And then I think that's all the more reason for Diamond Hands to come out, like, so all that confusion and the rumors could be put to rest, you know?
But surprisingly, the very first thing I ever wrote, it was about someone suing Nutter because of like that whole like identity thing. That again, like months ago, but they're like very suing Nutter. They're not suing some anonymous entity.
Oh, yeah.
And well, he was, you know, number one from the start. But I mean, I love conspiracy theories, and like, oh, those two. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Let's write about that.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, we go way back to March, and like Alina, like us, we've all been here since the beginning, and it's just so cool because we got to see everything kind of evolve. Like you said, there was no reclout, there was no diamonds. It was only bitclout.com. You
Nothing.
needed a password to sign up. Did you sign up when you needed the password?
Oh yeah, and it was back when ours did those like treasure hunts when you had to like guess a password.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. Oh my god, I need.
It seems like years ago, right?
Seems like yeah, literally. It's kind of like when I go on the platform like daily, I always feel like I'm watching some kind of TV show, and we're like, I don't know, season, I don't know, 5, because oh, season 1, you know, the pilots, everything is setting up. Oh, what is this? What is that? Who are those people? And they were like the characters on this show, and like people you follow like on a regular basis. Oh, Walter White. I don't know who Walter White would be, but okay.
Yeah, well, and then like
Example.
there's new seasons with new set of characters as some of the old characters kind of fade away. New people come into
And then they come back.
yeah, and then they come
Like
yeah.
and CIS, like you know, it's funny, and then people come back. Oh, there's money here, or oh, some activity here. So I kind of that's why I love this platform, because I think it's a great story. To me, it's more of a story than literally anything else. Because yeah, technology is amazing. I personally just got into crypto and all of this just this year, so I'm pretty late to the party as always. But
It might be early.
might be early. I mean, well, I'm still very late to Bitcoin, but anyhow, uh, I kind of feel like I like this platform and this community for the story. Like I go there and it's like, oh, I'm watching a new episode of, you know, whatever's happening today, and this is great. That's my thing. But I don't know. Everyone just finds something for themselves in this, so which is great, and this is why we should have more nodes, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. And thanks for coming on the show. If you are not already following AlinaFerry, look at her shirt and follow her.
Yeah, thank you guys. It has been a blast. I'm really excited. This is my actually like first, you know, important interview on the platform, which is, you know, a little
Wow,
bit.
we're honored. It wasn't
Yeah.
really an interview. It was more like a
Well,
co-hosting
kind of discussion,
gig.
but still, I was talking to someone yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm having this like chat with Krasenstein. Yes, tomorrow. And they're like, oh, this is big. I'm like, okay, okay. So, oh,
We
and
were like, we're having an interview with AlinaFerry. This is big.
this
Yeah.
is big, yeah. And I want to thank you, Salil, because I think he was the one who actually tagged me in that post about female creators. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, man. Really appreciate it.
Salil chose you and suggested you. So, and
How did you
Salil's brilliant, so we take his advice no matter what he says.
So yeah, thank you so much for this chat slash interview slash, you know, a trip down the memory lane. And it's been great. Thank you so much. And absolutely, guys, if you're not following this gentleman yet, what are you even doing on this platform, really? Please.
Well, thanks, Alina. It was great having you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It was awesome.